Welcome to the second hour of Connect the World. I'm Lynda Kinkade. Good to have you with us. The continued violence in Sudan is having devastating consequences for its civilians caught in the crossfire. Even before the fighting broke out, nearly 1/3 of the population was already in need of humanitarian aid. Now the country is running out of food, fuel and other vital supplies. Crucially, more than a dozen hospitals are out of service, even as the need for medical attention soars. I want to bring in CNN's David McKenzie, who has been following the developments and joins us now from Johannesburg. Good to have you with us, David. So this humanitarian crisis is growing worse by the day. The hospital system virtually collapsed. Most of the hospitals now closed. What more can you tell us?
Well, we've been speaking to doctors, Lynda, in Khartoum, several of them, who describe this horrific situation that medical personnel are having to deal with. You're right, more than 2/3 of the hospitals in Khartoum have been shut down. We spoke to a doctor, a senior doctor in the eastern part of the capital, Khartoum. She says they are getting a very large deluge of casualties at all times, civilians with multiple gunshot wounds. And these are the kind of situations they're describing, that they can't even sterilize their instruments between the surgeries because so many people are coming in. And it's not just simple surgeries, she said. They're very complex, often hour-long surgeries. There are 20 or so staff that are left there she's working with, have worked round the clock for more than 11 days now. And despite the calls of ceasefires and the statements about ceasefires, people still keep coming in and they're running low on almost every kind of supply, Lynda.
Yeah, so tell us, David, if you can, how are they getting in the supplies that they have got?
Well, they're lacking bandages, medicine. They're actually rationing the dosage of medicine giving to people, including pain relief. They are short of sterilization equipment. They're short of absolutely everything, even food for themselves and for those in the hospital. Now, Save the Children some time ago said that, in fact, forces, they didn't indicate which, are blocking aid coming into those hospitals. That's very difficult because of the general chaos to resupply these surgeons that are doing their work. They've even had to deploy youth from the area to surround the hospital to protect it from the widespread looting that is happening in Khartoum, to protect both the surgeons and those inside, and from supplies from being stolen. Many of them are sleeping in that hospital to try and save people's lives, but as Dr. Al-Hassan told us, she said they're not even sleeping. It's more like they are fainting and then kind of bringing themselves up to continue this difficult work. I think in the next few days, if the situation doesn't improve, you're going to face almost unthinkable conditions in those hospitals that are still working. Lynda?
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. David McKenzie for us, reporting on this story from Johannesburg. Thanks very much. Among the countries people are fleeing to is Chad. The UNHCR says it's mobilizing for large numbers of refugees fleeing fighting, and at least 20,000 people have already crossed Sudan's western border with Chad. I want to bring in the representative of the UN Refugee Agency in Chad. Castro joins me now from N'Djamena, the capital of Chad. Good to have you with us. So I just mentioned some of the numbers there. 20,000 refugees from South Sudan already making their way into Chad, and they're from villages close to the border. Many, many more are expected in the coming days. What can you tell us about the numbers, the sheer volume of people?
Yeah, for the moment, good morning or good afternoon. For the moment, the number of people that we have been in contact with is indeed roughly about 20,000. I was at the border myself last week, just immediately after the events in Khartoum, and I could witness myself people crossing the border. And many of them crossing the border with all their belongings. I mean, whatever they could carry with them, sometimes even a bed, and blankets and some food. So for the moment, we started the registration, the proper registration with the government of Chad. And the counting seems confirming the first estimate for one province of about 12,000 refugees that have crossed the border. And then there is another province affected where we have, we managed to get to the border yesterday, and we have about 6,000 more refugees. And then news are coming from here and there of groups of refugees crossing the border. our impression is definitely that the situation not improving. We will see more refugees crossing in the coming few days. There are places where arrivals are continuous. So every day you see people crossing with whatever they can carry along. And they are all settling very close to the border, which is, of course, a concern for the safety of the refugees and also for the country itself. So we are going to plan to do as fast as we can, a relocation a little bit further away from the border. But for the moment, our operational figure remains 20,000. But we started the fixing and the registration. So every day we'll have we'll see a new situation unfolding.
So 20,000 refugees so far, many more expected in the coming days. You mentioned the pre-registration of these refugees arriving into Chad. What comes next? How much support is there for these refugees fleeing?
So, I mean, you can imagine these are very marginalized areas of the country in Chad, so very close to the border with very small villages that do not have any facility, so any access to any service. And so for the moment, the plan of UNHCR, together with partners, is to provide immediate humanitarian assistance to the people at the border. Because, we have a lot of women, lots of children, they have nowhere to stay. Basically, they stay under trees. So we are organizing humanitarian assistance, and so we register, and the moment the person is registered, we provide some food and we provide some basic non-food items. At the same time, we are struggling to find water, but we are trying to provide water because water was the first and most important need. And so in fact, we have mobilized international NGOs. We are working with IRC, we are working with Premier Urgence and other MSF. There is a big mobilization within the UN family, but also with the NGOs, because the government has no means to take care of them. So this is why this is, let's say the beginning. We are getting organized, and now the next step is going to be to move this population voluntarily, of course, but to move the two camps that exist in the country. I want to remind you that there are already 400,000 Sudanese refugees in Chad in 13 refugee camps. So at the beginning, we'll try to move them to the existing camps, but we expect to have to create new refugee camps, which is an operation that is extremely costly, of course, as you can well imagine. So for the moment, we are mobilizing all possible, resources, but we will be coming up very quickly with an appeal to the international community, because once again, the funds are starting to be short.
And I understand, I mean, you mentioned you were working with other NGOs, but you're also working with other governments in the region. What sort of financial aid and other support are they offering?
For the moment, no. For the moment, we are preparing to do, together with the government of Chad, we are going to launch an appeal for support, and that is going to be probably next week. It's going to be an interagency appeal for the needs of the refugees that are already in the country, but also the ones that are expected to come very soon. So we really hope that indeed that the situation will mobilize donors and countries represented in Chad.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Laura Castro from the UN Refugee Agency in Chad, we really appreciate your time and wish you and your team all the very best.
Thank you.
And for our viewers, be sure to go to our website for much more news and analysis on Sudan. There's a must-read story up right now on Sudan's warring generals and why some analysts say the West miscalculated over their true ambitions, setting the stage for what is this bloody conflict we're seeing right now. That's at CNN.com on your computer. You can also go through the CNN app on your smartphone. There are also ways that you can make a difference there.